Good morning, students. Welcome back in your SS class. Student, we have started our first chapter of geography, that is resources and development. Already two parts we have already completed, in which we have discussed about resource. You can say completely. Now today we will start from this video lecture, land as a natural resource. So first of all, let's discuss about the topics what we are going to study. So we have left in this chapter two more main important type, that land as a natural resource and utilization of the land and land use pattern in India. After that, we will discuss about land degradation and conservation of the land resources. So first of all, we will discuss about land resource and all the detail of the land resource. After then, we will discuss about the soil as a natural resource, where we have discussed about the soil and different classification of the soil. And at the end of this chapter, we will discuss about soil erosion and soil conservation. Means we have three topics in total chapter in this chapter. First, resource; second, land as a natural resource; and third, soil as a natural resource. So we have completed resources part. Now we have discussed about land as a natural resource, and then we will discuss about soil as a natural resource. Today in this video lecture, we will focus land as a natural resource. Right, friends? So first of all, let's discuss about land as a natural resource. So dear student, if we think about land, it is one of the most important natural resource for us. It is the most important natural resource for us. Why? Question arises here, why? There are many reasons about it, because it supports our life system also, because most of our basic necessities, and you can say most of our basic needs like food, clothes, shelters, they all are fulfilled just only due to land. If we do any economical activity, if we do anything, we have to use land. If we want to make buildings also, so we require land. If we want to make a road also, then we require land. If we want to establish any agriculture area, then we require land. So land support our life system, because most of the you can say necessities of our life, it is totally depend on this land. Right, friends? It is totally depend on this land. But dear student, if we think about this land, on the entire earth surface, 71% area, it is you can say water surface area, and 29% area, it is just only we are having land area, and which have different relief feature also, which have different geographical conditions also. So proper planning must be there to use proper utilization of this land resource, because this is a limited resource with us. So we have to take care. We have to take care about the using of this particular resource, right, friends? So, and dear student, if we think about land, it is not even everywhere. It is not even everywhere. Let's take the example of you can say India as an example. If we think about India, it has different landforms. It has different landforms. For example, mountains, plateau, plain, and islands. So dear student, we have to depend on all these things, because land, it is not even everywhere. Let's discuss about this thing. Now, dear student, this is a chart, and you can say this is a diagram which shows about the different relief features in India. So dear student, we have seen that we have plain area about 43%. We have plain area about 43% in India. Now this plain area, you know very well about it, that it support agriculture, it support industries, it support houses, it support different infrastructure facilities. It means all over development, it is totally depend upon in these plain area, right? So this plain area, it is having just only 43% in all over land part of India, right? Now next part is mountain. This is an important thing also, that 30% land area, it is just only in the form of mountain. right? Means 30% area, like we have Himalayan mountain, Aravalli mountain. So if we think about mountain area, 30% of the land area in India, it is in the form of mountain. But dear student, this mountain, it is very helpful for us also. Why? Because it is a great source of the perennial rivers also. It is a great soil of the perennial rivers also. And if we think about perennial river, it means that the river which has water throughout the year. Perennial river, it means the rivers which has the water throughout the year. Why these rivers, those which come out from the mountain area, why these are perennial river? Reason is this: because these rivers get water from the rainfall and the melting snow of the mountain. So that's why these rivers having water throughout the year. That's why this mountain area, it is a great source of the rivers, perennial rivers also. And it also these rivers also carry fertile soils as a sediment, and this deposit in the plain area of India also. And these rivers also provide us irrigation facilities, and they also provide us water for the drinking and other purpose also. And you can say these are the great source of the water also, fresh water also. So that's why this mountain is also important for us, right? So 30% area of India, it is covered with, you can say that, mountainic area, right? Now, dear student, there is a plateau region. We have peninsular plateau, and plateau, if we think about it, 27% land area of India, it is totally covered by this plateau. Now, these plateau, these are the storehouse of the minerals, which support industry, So these plateau, it is also important for us. So dear student, I have told you that our land, it is not evenly distributed. We have different relief feature, different physiographic situation. We have taken this example India also, and this example shows us how the land is unevenly distributed in India, right students? Now we have to discuss our next topic, that land utilization, because land is a great natural resource and we must have take care about it, because it is in limited quantity. So first of all, let's discuss about the land utilization. So dear student, if we think about land resource in India, it is used in a different purposes also. First of all, land that is covered with forest area. Means in our India, we have you can say it is considered that if a particular country having 33% area as a forested area, then ecological balance can be created very well. But my dear student, it has been going to decrease now due to the population explosion, या आप कह सकते हो, due to the increase of the population, right? Next one is land not available for the cultivation. Means the land which is not fit for the cultivation. We can say that this is the land which we are not able to use as a cultivation also. So this is the land not available for cultivation. Here two type of land is available with us. The first one is barren and wasteland, that is unfit for cultivation. ये ऐसी लैंड है जो कि बंजर भूमि है, जो कि कल्टीवेशन के लिए उपयुक्त नहीं है. The second type of land, that is used for the non-agricultural activities. What are the non-agricultural activities? Like we require buildings, roads, factories, and we have to make these on land also. So that's why we have used lands for making of these activities for these non-agriculture purposes. So this land, it is not, you can say, available for the cultivation. So that's why this is the land that is not available for the cultivation, right? Next one is other uncultivated land, excluding fallow land. Now student, I have told you that excluded fallow land. Fallow land क्या होती है, इसको next point में बताऊंगा. So if we think about other uncultivated land, this is permanent pasture land and grazing ground. This is permanent pasture land and grazing ground. अगर मैं permanent pasture land और grazing ground की बात करता हूँ, तो permanent pasture land, it has a very low quality land that is not fit for the cultivation, right? So that's why these areas having grazing lands, and these are used as a grazing ground. right? You have studied about grazing ground, and you can say about this thing in the 9th standard in the chapter of 5th, that is pastoralist chapter, right? Next one is land under the miscellaneous tree crops grew. It means not included in the net zone area. अगर हम बात करते हैं पब्लिक पार्क्स एंड गार्डन्स की बात कर सकते हैं, या बात कर सकते हैं जो हम बाग वगैरह लगाते हैं उनकी, मीन्स जहां पर ट्री क्रॉप ग्रूव्स होती हैं उस एरिया की हम बात करते हैं, right students? So this is the land under the miscellaneous tree crops grows also. And the next one is the cultivable wasteland. You have to understand this thing very most importantly, because it is like a fallow land. It is like a fallow land. So cultivable wasteland, this land is left uncultivated for the more than 5 year agriculture years. Means we will leave this land as an uncultivated land for the more than 5 years. Why we will leave this land for the more than 5 years? We will discuss this thing in the fallow lands. Now our next utilization of the land, it is fallow land. Now question arises here, what is fallow land? Dear student, fallow land, it means that after doing agriculture, we leave a particular land for a particular time period, so that the fertility of that particular land, it is again regained. It's regained, you can say that in a very natural manner. That land, it is called fallow land. मीन्स हम किसी लैंड को क्या करते हैं, कुछ समय के लिए खाली छोड़ देते हैं बिना किसी एग्रीकल्चर पर्पज के, जिससे क्या होता है उसकी नेचुरल मैनर से फर्टिलिटी रीगेन हो जाती है, उस लैंड को फेलो लैंड कहा जाता है. Okay students, so we divide this fallow land into two parts. The first one is current fallow land. Now this current fallow land, it is left without cultivation only for one season, and you can say only for 1 year. Current fallow land, this is called current fallow land. The second one is other than current fallow land. Now we will leave this land uncultivated as a 1 year to 5 year agriculture year. मीन्स हम इसे 1 से 5 साल के लिए खाली छोड़ देंगे ताकि फर्टिलिटी रीगेन हो सके. बट वी हैव डिस्कस अबाउट दैट कल्चरेबल वेस्ट लैंड. नाउ वी हैव लेफ्ट दिस लैंड अनकल्टिवेटेड मोर देन 5 ईयर, राइट? सो दीज आर फेलो लैंड्स. दीज आर फेलो लैंड्स. करंट फेलो लैंड को हम क्या करते हैं, केवल 1 सीजन के लिए, या हम क्या करते हैं 1 साल के लिए छोड़ते हैं ताकि नेचुरल मैनर से फर्टिलिटी रीगेन की जा सके. But other than current fallow land को हम क्या करते हैं, we left that particular land for the past 1 to 5 year. हम उसे 1 से 5 साल के लिए छोड़ते हैं. कई बार हम कहते हैं किसी एरिया को 1 साल के बाद उगा लिया, किसी को 2 साल के बाद उगा लिया. मीन्स उससे क्या होता है, नेचुरल मैनर से फर्टिलिटी रीगेन होती है. और कल्चरेबल वेस्ट लैंड को 5 साल से ज्यादा छोड़ते हैं ताकि वहां पर फर्टिलिटी इंक्रीज हो सके. These are low quality land area. The soil is very less fertile in these areas. That's why we do these things, right students? So this is fallow lands. Next one is net sown area. Now net sown area which is sown at least once in a year, this is called net sown area. Means 1 साल में कम से कम अगर मैंने किसी भी एरिया पर एग्रीकल्चर की है ना, तो वो एरिया जो हमारा होगा वो नेट सोन एरिया में काउंट किया जाएगा. वो किसमें होगा, नेट सोन एरिया के अंदर काउंट किया जाएगा. So we have next important term, that is gross crop area. Now according to this the area sown more than once in an agriculture year plus net sown area. Means एक ऐसी लैंड जो कि 1 साल में 2 या 2 से ज्यादा एग्रीकल्चर की जाती है, या एक ऐसा एरिया जिसके अंदर एक बार एग्रीकल्चर की जाती है, वो टोटल जो एरिया होता है that is called gross crop area. Hope so these two important terms is very well clear to all of you, right? Now this is the land utilization. Now let's discuss about the land use pattern in India. It's a very most important for you. Now dear student, I have already told you in the beginning of this video that the land, it is in limited quantity, and it is not evenly distributed in India and in all over the part of the world. So that's why we have to take care about it. So my dear student, the pattern of the land, it means the land use pattern, it is totally depend only 2 factors. The first one is physical, the second one is human factor. So this pattern, it is totally depend on the physical and human factors. If we think about physical factors, it includes climate, topography, and type of soil. These are the physical factors. On the other hand, if we think about human factors, it includes population, density of population, technology, skill, tradition, capability, all these things. So that's why the land use pattern of India, and you can say all over the world, it is totally dependent on the two factors, that is physical and human factors. Dear student, you must take care about these 2 points, because you have one question that which is not you can say physical factors, and option is climate, topography, type of soil, and density of population. And question is that which is not physical factor, then you have to tick population density. Vision, because that factor is human factors. So note down these two important things, right? Now, dear student, in the 9th standard, we have studied about first chapter of geography, and in that chapter, India size and location. In that chapter, we have come to know about it, that total landmass area of India, it is 3.28 million square kilometer. And as the area wise, we are on the 7th rank. We have studied in the 9th standard in the first chapter of geography. Right, friends? So we have 3.28 million square kilometer area. Out of total 100% area, just only 93% total land area, geographical area, you can say that, which is available for us. Only we have surveyed 93% area of from 3.28 million square kilometer. Why the other part we have not calculated and surveys? Reason is that because the data of the northeastern state, except Assam, it is not collected due to the relief features and due to the forested areas. Second thing, the area which is occupied by Pakistan and China from the Kashmir, this is also has been not surveyed till now. These are some unavoidable regions also. We can't avoid them. So that's why 93% total geographical area, it has been totally surveyed, and now it is available with us. Let's see this thing in on the basis of the map. Now, dear student, think about this situation. This is the northeastern state part, only Assam part, you can say it, only the Assam part we have calculated. Now the area, this is you can say the political boundary of with the Myanmar. This area has not fully surveyed. This is the northeastern state. Now the second thing, you can say that this is Jammu and Kashmir. This is Jammu and Kashmir. See it, Jammu and Kashmir. Let's discuss it to a little in detail. Now see, this is totally Jammu and Kashmir. This is totally Jammu and Kashmir. But dear student, only the dark line, only this part with in India, and the rest of the part with China and Pakistan. See the you can say western part of it, where I have the put the cursor. This is the area which is under the control of Pakistan. And second thing, this you can say in the right hand, and you can say in the eastern part, this is the area which is under the control of the China also. Right now, see, this is the Siachen Glacier. This is the Siachen Glacier, and this Siachen Glacier, it is under the control of India also, and this is the highest war area, war zone area, जहां पर बर्फ ही बर्फ पड़ती है. Right now, see this thing ceded by Pakistan to China. Now this area, it is having in India, it must be having in India, but Pakistan had sold this part to China. Pakistan ने इस पार्ट को चाइना को बेच रखा है. Now you can see this, how much part of Kashmir we have. Now see this thing, right friends? And this part you can say that we have a different type of war with China also and Pakistan also. Okay, this is the China. Now come to the another same pattern, same thing, same question, that land use pattern in India. Now dear student, the land under the permanent pasture, it is going to decrease now. Now pasture land, you can say that this land, it is not so much good quality that agriculture can be done, but this land is going to decrease. Why? Reason is that because population has been increased. due to we have to use this land as a agriculture purpose and as a industrial and you can say as a residential purpose. So that's why it creates a problem for the grazing also. Means in our India we have many tribal groups, they are totally dependent on you can say that grazing. That's why this thing create a problem for these tribal people, right? Now we have discussed about net zone area. इस नेट जोन एरिया के अंदर हमने क्या किया कि एक साल में अगर हमने एक बार भी एग्रीकल्चर किया ना, वो लैंड भी हमने नेट जोन एरिया में कैलकुलेट कर ली है. सो इफ वी थिंक अबाउट दिस नेट जोन एरिया, only we have 54% land area that is considered you can say that net zone area. और इसके अंदर कुछ ऐसी फेलो लैंड भी इंक्लूड की गई है जो एक साल में कम से कम केवल एक सीजन के लिए छोड़ी जाती हैं. वो लैंड भी हमने इस 54% में काउंट कर ली है. And land other than fallow land is either of poor quality, and sometimes if we cultivate that particular land, it may be costly. That's why we are not able to cultivate that particular land, right? So you can see the total land mass, that is 100% land, we have just only used 54% of that particular area. Why we are not able to use that particular land fully, right? Now, student, let's think about it. The net zone area, it varies widely different from state to state. So why it is different? So first of all, now dear student, there may be some places like Punjab and Haryana. Here 80%, more than 80% area, it is you can say that as a use as a net zone area, because it has favorable climatic condition also. It has northern plain India also. That's why 80% land of these states can be used. But there are many states in India like Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur, Andaman Nicobar Island. Only 10% of land can be used in these areas. So see the difference between all over the India. How much difference is there also? We have National Forest Policy in 1952. And according to that policy, 33% of the total geographical area must be covered forested area so that the ecological balance can be created. But dear student, this has been going to decrease. Why? The first reason, population is going to increase. So that's why we require more agriculture area, we require the residential area, we require the industrial area. That's why this forested area, it has been decreasing. And there are many other things, that's illegal deforestation also. And dear student, if we will do so in such a manner, so we can see that this ecological balance can be created, imbalance and ecological crisis and the problem of the environment, it can be increased at any time. Right, friends? Second thing, a large population which is dwelling at the edge of the forest depends on the forest area. So the livelihood of these people, it is at the you can say that it is at the verge of the danger. तो खतरे के कगार पे चुके हैं, because these population totally depend on the forest area for their livelihood. But this forest area, it is going to decrease, then the livelihood has been endangered, right? And dear student, we are using our land area, whatever is we have, we are using it without any proper measure, and you can say without proper measurement of the conservation also. That's why our land, it is going to be degraded, and it has led many serious problems to the environment also, right? So we have to use this land area because it's a natural resource, and the formation of the natural resource, it takes millions of the years. That's why we have to use all these things in a very proper manner, in a very planned manner. Okay. Now, because we are overutilizing this land area, that's why our land, it is going to degrade. So land degraded, it means the quality of land, it is going to decrease. So my dear student, we have to take care about it, because if we think about land degradation, it means the decline, the decline in the quality of the productive capacity of the particular land. It means the productive capacity of that particular land, it is going to decline hoti ja rahi hai. But my dear student, in the beginning of this chapter, I have told you that most of our basic needs, we are totally dependent on the land, because most of the our basic land, it is obtained, it is achieved only by these land. So that's why we have to, we must be careful regarding this land area. Right, students? If we think about land degraded area, it is reported that near about 130 million hectares land in India, it is totally degraded area, in which 28% land it belongs to the forested degraded area, 56% area it is water irrigated area, and rest of the part it is degraded due to the salinity and alkalinity. It means we have done over irrigation in that particular area. That's why salinity has been increased. This is the basic reason. So you can say that it is reported that near about 130 million hectares land in India, it is totally degraded in India. So we must take care about it because population is going to increase. So that's why we have to take different steps to conserve our India, to conserve this natural resource. So dear student, let's discuss some causes why in some state of India, the land is degraded. We have to take care about it. We have some common factors like overgrazing, mining, deforestation, and you can say that division of land due to the family dispute. These are some basic reasons. That's why our land has been going to decrease. Yeah, you can say degraded. Some states like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and Madhya Pradesh. These are some areas where mining and deforestation, these two things were main reason, are the main reason of degrading our land in these areas. Here, mining and deforestation. These are two activities due to the land is degraded in Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and Madhya Pradesh. And if we think about Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Maharashtra, the main cause of this, it is overgrazing. Maximum people they belong to the land of that particular area. It is you can say less it is not having a good quality. That's why grazing ground are there, and most of the people here they overgraze that particular area. That's why the land here the land has been degraded. If we think about Punjab, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh, I have told you that Haryana and Punjab, we have used 80% land. So in these areas, the salinity and alkalinity, it has been increased. Why? Due to over irrigation. So that's why the area which is degraded in these areas, this is due to the over irrigation. This is the basic reason of it, right? If we think about Bihar, Assam, and Arunachal Pradesh, flood is the basic reason. Flood is the basic reason. That's why the land has been degraded in these areas. Right, friends? Now, dear student, if the land is degraded, it means it decreases the yield of that particular area. If the yield of that particular area has been decreased, it means the GDP, the share of the GDP in agriculture is going to be decreased. Is going to be decreased. And my dear student, near about more than 50% population is totally dependent on agriculture for their livelihood. Then you can see that if GDP is if the share of agriculture is decreasing in GDP, so it has created a lot of economical problem in our India. So we must take care about it, this land degradation policy, right? So let's take some common causes. You can say that which is responsible for the degrading of our land. The first one is deforestation. It means cutting of the trees, overgrazing, urbanization, industrialization, excessive use of the chemical fertilizers. And you can say that chemical waste, it is dumping without any proper treatment, and some bad farming techniques. These are the common causes which has been degraded our land, right? So that's why we have to take some steps to control this land degradation. So what are the common steps which we must take care about it? This is that we must use we must construct some retention wall in the mountainic areas so that the landslide can be stopped there, right? Second thing, the wasteland, it must be properly managed. That's why land reclamation policy must be there. Most important thing, because we are overutilizing the chemical fertilizer and pesticide. So we must regulate the use of this, right? afforestation must be there, means planting of the tree must be there, and we must stop the deforestation also, right? Overgrazing, it must be checked, because this is also a major reason in some areas for the land degradation. Mining activities, it must be controlled, because in Chhattisgarh and Odisha, you can say this is the basic region of the land degradation. Proper irrigation and proper harvesting must be there. It means we must use a proper techniques to harvest the land, and you can say to cultivate the land also. And whenever we discharge any waste from the industry, it must be properly treated, because it has also bad impact in the aquatic life also. So these are some steps by which we can control this land degradation. Hope so everything is clear to all of you. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.